What is up, Packer fans? A win is what's up. First and foremost, it's been a while. I feel like I forgot what to do when this team wins. So naturally, I just jump on the internet and talk to you folks. Todd Varney here from Game On Wisconsin, joined by my good pal Iowa Joe from OhanaPackers.org. And in a split second, once his camera pops on and he's ready backstage, we've got Amar and Todd joining us as well. A whole crew in here. So, Joe, first thoughts on the game.
Happiness.
Happiness.
Well, I mean, it's what, 3 weeks now, 4 weeks now without a win. So
6 months. It feels like 6 months. Like when was our last win? Was it the Saints game?
I think so.
Oh God.
Yeah, because right now we're what, 3-5.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a while, but happiness. Just to put it in one word, but to have the team actually look competent. I guess you could say competent is another one. In a way, I mean, they still had their hiccups, and we knew all along that they were going to have hiccups, but Jordan looked good. The defense, even though, we were playing a Brett Rippin that, probably isn't NFL quality starter in a way. I mean, defense looked good, but yeah, it just joy.
Yeah, it was wild. I know the first half, 4 offsides penalties. Like I tweeted out, the easiest thing to do in the NFL, whenever somebody's like, "Hey, do you think if you were going against a professional pitcher, could you hit the ball? Could you make a shot on an NBA player? Could you get behind the best offensive line in the league and rush for 3 yards?" A lot of those are no. You absolutely cannot. You know what? One thing that I'm very confident 99.9% of the people in the world could do, it's line up before a play. And the fact that there was 4 offsides calls, and you can debate the John Runyon Jr. ones if you want. Personally, to me, if it's close enough for them to be able to make the call, then you're offsides.
Right. And I agree with you in a way. I just, like I tweeted out, I don't know if it's my Packer fan bias or whatever, but to me, when I looked at it, when they would show it up on the screen, I couldn't see what they were talking about. Now, obviously, we weren't getting the best angles. We were still kind of.
Which, by the way, it's 2023. NFL, give me drone views directly down the line of scrimmage. What are we doing? How can we not have? It's the same thing with like putting chips in the balls to know where it's at. The fact that we're still relying on these old guys. Yeah, we're still relying on old guys to set the ball down where they think it was, and then a guy out in the middle of the field go, "Yep, right here. Okay, this is the exact spot." Like that's just mind-blowing to me.
Definitely. And I just, like I said, with my eyes, with the angle that we got, it didn't look like it. But hey, if that's the call, I completely agree, though. There shouldn't have been any kind of controversy there anyway. He should have lined up properly. Same with Rashawn's offsides. I mean, that was blatant as blatant could get out. He's an all-pro. He just got paid a buttload of money. He should have recognition on where he's at. And like the guys on the broadcast said, there's a side judge right there that you can easily look over to say, "Hey, am I lined up right?"
Yeah, it's wild to me. So let's bring Amar in now. Amar,
hey,
your immediate thoughts and feelings on the game. We got happiness out of Joe.
Oh, happiness. Oh,
yeah?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
After 4-game losing streak? Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been doom and gloom. I've been like literally questioning everything to my life, to the Packers, to everything, to the point where Todd was like, "Dude, you need to chill out, relax. Goody's not a freaking, Mr. Evil over here trying to destroy the team." And yeah, no, I am ecstatic. I am happy. I understand. It's the Rams who are depleted. Who cares? We're depleted too. And We finally scored in the first half. I unfortunately didn't see the game. I saw bits and pieces of it because, again, here in Northern Virginia, I couldn't really get the game, so I had to just maneuver. And I had all these kid activities that my wife planned today, which was I always love it when she plans things on Sundays. But yeah, no. So, there's a couple things that came across where I'm like 4th and 1, we get it, and then Iowa Joe was talking about it where offensive offsides, and I'm just thinking like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Now, once I'm like, all right, that was kind of weird. I've never seen that before. Twice, I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on here? And I'm just saying, Chet Blakeman normally throws flags for us, not against us. I don't know what was going on there. If you talk to any of my Lions friends, they're always just saying that Blakeman's in our pocket, whatever. But no, I'm happy. I am so happy. I'm not going to give any kudos to Barry, even though the defense played extremely well.
Okay.
And I know he deserves his flowers. I have to stay on brand. Todd.
No Walker, no Ford. We knew going in there was going to be no Savage, no Stokes.
Yep.
Kenny Clark gets hurt.
Yep.
Zool got traded this week.
Yep.
They gave up 3 points and had 4 turnovers. No credit to Barry?
I give credit to the defense.
I'll give
shit.
credit to Barry just for being prepared for a backup ass quarterback.
The devil horns go up, baby.
Hey, here's the thing. It could be a backup quarterback. Call it what it's the NFL. It's an NFL quarterback, regardless of the situation.
It's Brett Rippon. If it's Stafford and he does that, all right, you got me dead to rights, dog. But this is Brett Rippon. Come on.
Still,
That's
look at how
Rippon.
How many quarterbacks have been benched that beat us already this year? What, 3 this week?
God, yeah, it's a good point.
At this point, you take them where they're at. And
I
again,
it
was Brett. Yeah, it was Brett Rippon. We had a rookie safety making his first start. We had Simone Biles' husband, who is not an NFL safety. We had another rookie making a
fumble,
start.
right?
Good job. Yeah, I'm nothing against him. He's not a starting NFL safety. You've got a rookie cornerback. You've got Isaiah McDuffie and Eric Wilson playing middle linebacker.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not going to take any hate on McDuffie. McDuffie has been
no hate against him. I'm just saying, if we're going to say, it's Brett Rippon, we had 5 starters playing on defense?
Okay, all right, that's true, but we've seen backup quarterbacks and come in and slice and dice Barry too, which didn't happen here. I agree. I'm just, you know what? Screw it. I'm just happy we won. All right, I'm just happy we won. I'm not gonna talk shit about Barry this week. I'll leave him alone. I don't appreciate. I'll give the defense some credit.
What about the defensive coordinator?
He's like on a school project that he did his 1%, right? He showed up, so.
Yeah, I struggle with it. I can't. I mean, like I said, I give him a little bit of credit for being prepared for a backup quarterback.
Which he didn't prepare for, by the way, right? Remember, he said, "Well, we weren't even thinking about Rippon. We were thinking about Stafford the whole time." Oh my god.
So, but yeah, Amar's right that we've had Bailey friggin' Zappi.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Defense up. So I mean, but again, I'm just happy they won it. At least we know there's a team that's worse than the Packers right now. And, it's like I always tell my co-host, Mike Kawano, stack successes.
Yes.
If you can talk about Mike. Ugh.
I got to talk about Mike.
Mike's good people, Todd.
He knows I
Hey, my co-host is a lot better than your co-host.
Boy, here we go.
You know what? And I don't know if you're talking about Dan or Jimmy, but it doesn't make a difference.
It's applicable to both. I'm sorry, I take that back. I can't hate on my boys. I can't hate on them. I can't.
No,
it's all love. That's Todd's job. That's Todd's job.
Yeah,
that's how me and Todd bond, is the way we rip on Jimmy's. So
there you go. There we go.
Yeah, they're my idiots, so I can talk about them like that. But if anybody else talks about my idiots
hold
that,
on. Hold
Check
on.
it.
Yep.
Check it.
Well,
I have
see,
a
now
lot of-
Kawano is my idiot, so
There it is, see?
back off, man.
Oh no. Oh, man,
You
it
just
was-
wait until he whips that little samurai out, then you're in real trouble.
I don't want that action. That can
Is that
mean
a-
so many things.
that a
That can mean
metaphor?
so many things. I was thinking the same thing. Wait, hold on, dog. Is that code for something? I don't know. Oh man.
What was so? I was on an emotional roller coaster when Watson and Love finally connected on that deep ball late in the game. I went from it's in the air, I'm hopeful, to not only did he go up for it, but he caught it.
Yep.
But the first thing that came out of my mouth was, "God damn it, 9," as he stayed down on the ground. Because I was like,
And did you see what they reported his injuries were? Back, chest, and concussion.
Dude, Monty was like, when did this dude get in a car accident from the field to the locker room? Because holy shit, like, how is that possible?
My guy, what are you doing out here?
You know, he caught the ball, he held on to it. I'll take you for what it is. It sucks because it's like, dude, like he just can't. I mean, they said that they don't think he has a concussion, which is a good thing. Everything else, he might have got the wind knocked out of him. You know what? It's fine. Let's just hope for the best. That's all we can do. What do we got next week? We got the freaking Chargers next week. Oh no,
I do like that the commentators were immediately like, I mean, he could have balanced himself better to go up and get that.
Yeah.
Like we're just excited that he went up and fought for a ball and made a catch.
Yep.
Let alone like, and now we'll worry about the landing later.
Yeah.
How about Musgraves though, not going down on that shoestring on his touchdown?
He wanted to so bad. Do you see it when he caught? It's like his body was saying to go down. His mind was like,
"Oh my God, I got touched. I must go down."
Yeah.
I think no, stay up, please.
Yeah, I mean that was the first. I feel like that was the first drive since week 1 where things really clicked for the offense, and they were. Yeah. It actually looked like there was rhythm to it. There was a little bit of creativity with what was happening. Like it didn't feel like just the same old bland walk out there and just plan on going 3 and out. Even some of the drives that they had that stalled out still felt like, I mean, this offense was different today. I don't know how much of that has to do with the change in how they're going about prepping during the weeks. Like LaFleur said, things were going to change, or how much of it came down to the simple fact of what we've all been saying for the last year and a half, which is give Aaron Jones the damn ball.
Yes. I think that played a lot of big things. I completely agree.
Final carry count was 20 for 73 yards in the touchdown.
Yeah.
So, and then another 4 catches for 26 yards, I believe, is what I. So,
yeah, he almost had 100 yards from scrimmage. He had 99 yards. I mean, that's where he's excelled the most. I mean, that goes back to his El Paso days. Like, I mean, that man, he needs to get the ball any which way possible. And I was doing that this week. You saw, I mean, I think someone turned on the Madden thing for fumbleitis because everybody was fumbling the ball. But like, Jones needs to be the focal point. Wicks came on. I mean, he looked amazing. I know it wasn't like a great stat line, but just seeing a guy go out there and just make play after play, it was pretty cool.
Well, and that's what we've been, and Dobbs had that Dobbs big too. One.
Yep.
But that's what we've been saying. I mean, Amar, how many times did I say it on Wednesday? Like at some point, guys got to make plays.
Yes.
And what was there? 11 drops last week that were in the hands. I think Wicks had one today that would have been a tough catch to go down and get, but should have had.
I think that was Heath.
Was it Heath?
No, it was Heath. Yeah. It was Heath,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, like guys were catching the ball. They were making plays. And even if it's a 6-yard out that you're making the catch on, that's a huge difference. Catching it, getting those 6 yards on second down, then dropping it on second down and going back. And now you've got 3rd and long. So I think that was just a huge turnaround today. Was not only guys being in rhythm, but guys making plays.
And it wasn't just purely screens all the time either. They were actually opening up the playbook a little bit more. I mean, we still had the occasional screen, but it wasn't like the last couple of games where it just seemed like all they wanted to do was throw screen this or screen that, or tight end screen over here, running back screen over here, wide receiver screen over here. So it really looked like LaFleur kind of dug into the playbook. And you know what's funny is now Sean McVay is 0-4 against LaFleur's Packer team. Why can't he do this against any other of the Shanahan tree? He can dominate the hell out of McVay, but he can't do anything against Saleh or Shanahan or one of those guys. So I don't know. Maybe we need to play McVay every week, and we'll actually have a decent team.
I feel like that's not a conversation though that Matt talks shit on, because McVay's got a ring, and it's really hard to talk shit to a guy who's got a ring.
Yeah, exactly. So you might be beating me, but guess what? I did it. You did it. Exactly. Yeah.
However, LaFleur's brother is also the Rams offensive coordinator now.
Yep.
So now he can go into Thanksgiving and say, ha, 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 we took your ass out the other last week.
You always forget about the Thanksgiving dinners and shit when it comes to the LaFleur family. That's for damn sure, because they all are so damn tight, man. That's very true. But yeah, no, it's funny because like you saw everybody from that tree, right? Like McDaniels got dusted up pretty bad earlier today. McVay, doing the best he could with what he had in front of him. He got dusted up. Who knows what's going to happen with the Chargers and the Jets tonight? Shanahan's on a bye week, but he went in there with a loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're starting to see that tree kind of maybe either falter a little bit, or maybe who knows? And who knows what's going to kind of go from here? The people on that tree are not excelling as they normally do. Maybe things are being figured out or whatever. Who knows? But I'm happy that we got our win. And if it's Shanahan every week, if it's McVay every week, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I guess. It's always nice to beat the Rams. Even without Stafford, they're still a good football team. Like,
yeah, their defense is no joke.
They've still got weapons. Their defense is still damn good. It was nice to see Aaron Donald not wreck the game. Like,
yeah, I agree. Yeah,
we didn't get a choking from him either. So that's a win.
Yeah, I think Elton Jenkins, as his father, probably just told him before the game, like, look, we're not doing any of that shit today. Keep it in check, and let's go from there. So clearly he listened. Got his one sack. I took the under on Lombardi's bar this week for 1.5.
Okay, nice.
And I'm pretty sure that he would have had another one on that fumble, but they called it an incomplete pass. So we'll take that.
Did Runyon get benched for Ryan?
No, Runyon went out because of injury, and then Ryan came in and played the 7 snaps, and then Runyon came back in.
And got 2 offsides penalties.
Okay.
No,
all right.
He went out before the offsides penalties. The offsides penalties happened before he went out.
I know.
One came. I think one was after. At least one was after. Either way,
one was on Yash. Was it both on him? I thought one was.
They were both. They called it on Yash, but they were both on him.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, let's get some final thoughts here, guys, and wrap it up. Joe, what do you got for us?
Like I said, just build successes, stack successes, and let's continue this on. I think Amar said it was Pittsburgh next week, so they're dealing with their own stuff. They're not looking very good for the most part either, but they still have enough weapons over there to make life miserable. So I just look forward to being able to talk about good things on our podcast this coming week. So just let's stack the successes. Go into Pittsburgh. Let's, what's from Major League, we won one today. If we win one next week, we're on that's what they call a streak.
Yeah. We've got one. Let's
just see.
Let's get to it before we worry about what it's called. So, Amar, final thoughts from you.
Oh man, I'm gonna enjoy this win this week, and I know that the Steelers are. I do think the Steelers are a good football team. I think they're one of the more I shouldn't say fraudulent, but they're one of the ones where they say, oh, they're one of the lesser teams with a winning record, but they're built well with a good coach. So it's gonna be a fun game in Pittsburgh. I'm just happy, man. I'm just really happy to see this, finally get a little bit of glimpse of what our offense can be, and seeing complimentary football. Keyshawn Nixon finally had a big return. And I don't know, that's something that we paying him to do. And he finally did it, right? And I just think that a lot of things that are being said about Jordan Love up until this game, a lot of it got dispelled. He had a really good stat line. He played well, and he's really showing people, hey, guys, if my guys catch the ball, I'm actually a pretty good quarterback. And I really just hope that, he can, like Joe was saying, like he can stack this success in this. I just want to see a little bit of improvement every week. I'm not saying I want him to go out there and be a Hall of Famer or whatever. I just want him just to show that little bit baby steps of improvement. Same thing with LaFleur, like you were saying, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the game all the way through, but I want to see just like the way he, like you said, he got into his bag, went back to his roots, kind of like was doing like that touchdown to Musgrave. That's the kind of like illusion by what was it? What does he call it?
The complexity of illusion, or illusion of
complexity
complexity.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
The hell,
Maybe all of the screen passes that we've been running all season were just to set up that one moment where they ran a double fake screen pass to both sides of the field, only to have the middle of it wide open,
or
and Luke
maybe
Musgrave not trip himself.
Maybe LaFleur actually paid attention to old boss Shanahan, because that was exactly the same thing that they'd run for a George Kittle. So maybe LaFleur's learning a little bit.
He said he's stealing it from other people. So I'm just gonna just hope that we can, there's no more bye weeks. We get a little mini bye after Thanksgiving, right? But in that, we gotta really just keep pushing forward, and let's just hope to God that Kenny Clark. They said it's not long term. Let's say it's okay, and let's just enjoy this win while we got it.
Okay, I got one for you though before we end this all, and then we can end it. Since this is Pittsburgh week, over under 10.5 tweets saying TJ Watt should have been a Packer.
Over all day.
Over. Yeah. He should have done like 20 tweets, because I see that, man. Even I think it. Even though I'm like, I understood why they took Kevin King, but I think it every time I see that bastard on TV. I'm like, man, could you imagine if he was in Green Bay? But you know what? He would have came to Green Bay, and those injuries he had coming out of Wisconsin would have probably just followed him right with him, and he would have never turned out to be what he is now. I don't know, but
that's what I said all along. But that's the only reason I dread Pittsburgh week, is I just seeing the constant. Well, Goody should have drafted him. Goody should have drafted him.
Pro tip for anybody out there: just mute TJ Watt at this point. Just mute that phrase, that name, because otherwise it's going to drive you insane this week. Yep. So
it wasn't Goody. It was TT by proxy of Mr. Russ Ball. So that's what happened that year.
So Joe, thanks for jumping on here. I appreciate you shooting me a message to get on. Let the people know where they can find you, and tell us a little bit about your website.
Well, the website's ohanapackers.org. It's a new thing. You can find the podcast over there, both in audio, video. But the real thing that we're pushing is the articles over there. Mike Kawano's putting out some pretty good stuff. Occasionally I'm going to drop something on there. Joey from Underage Packers just dropped an article after the Rasul trade, kind of an ode to Rasul. And he's going to be doing some things. We're in talks with a couple other guys to, come on and do some guest writing for it. You can find me and, like I said, my co-host Mike Kawano on Ohio Packers Edition podcast, or OPE for short. We drop we drop episodes every Tuesday and Thursday, depending on the Packers schedule. Obviously the Thursday Thanksgiving game, we probably won't drop one that morning, but we're pretty steady with that. So you can find me on Twitter at Iowa_Joe86, and the podcast is at Ohana Packers. And then, like I said, ohanapackers.org.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys got some good stuff going on over there. Amar, sorry. I read it completely different. If I don't read your name, I say it right. If I read it, it's wrong.
It's okay, man. I'm saying, like, 41 going on 42 years. I said a lot. I've had childhood friends that are like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, why couldn't you have just told me how to say it properly the first time? I'm like, it just felt like it was a lot harder to do that than just to say what I said. And now I'm like, it really wasn't that hard, you know? So yeah, no, it's all good, bro. Don't worry.
For
It's
sure.
all good. I appreciate you guys like making the effort, because that is more than I can say for a lot of people. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, I try my best to get it right. Like I said, unless I'm reading it, then it's
You're like the brain. You're like Musgrave's legs, and you're like going one way, you go the other way.
absolutely. Exciting news for you. New show coming out tomorrow night. Every Monday, you and our guy Bernie Bango.
Yep.
On Game On Wisconsin, 6:45 Central. Correct?
Yep, 6:45 Central. Yep.
Coast to Coast Pack. You're going to get a preview of your intro after the show once we wrap up here. So
Awesome.
I got that taken care of. You guys will be going live tomorrow night. All the thoughts that you and Bernie are having on the game this week and a little bit of a preview into next week. So that'll be a ton of fun coming out on Game On Wisconsin every Monday night moving forward through the rest of the season. So looking forward to that. And then Jimmy's still in Daytona, so maybe we'll see you Wednesday as well. Who knows? He claims he's going to be there, but we all know what happens to Daytona Jimmy. So,
what did Dan say they were doing? What did Dan say they were doing?
I don't
say it. I'm not saying it, but
look.
Computers will have more updates.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know what you're talking about, because when Dan talks, I don't listen. The number of times people in the chat are just like, Todd's completely zoned out right now, and it's true.
I've seen that actually. I've seen your face being like, "Why is he there? Like, is he like a robot? Like,
it froze. I had an update. It froze. So, anyways, thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate you jumping on here. Amar, we'll see you tomorrow. Joe,
yep.
As always, we'll catch you around the block this week. And let me find the right video. Here we go. See you, boys.
I see you.